I invented a super rifle. When I tested its power, the concrete surface just had a bullet hole, but behind it, a ton of dust kicked up. My buddies rushed forward to check it out. They found the concrete wasn't just pierced. The backside had a huge crater blown out. Even the building behind it got punched through. Then I switched to burst mode. As I kept firing forward, the iron bridge in the distance got wrecked in an instant. My pals recorded all of it. After that, I handed the video over to the military, hoping to sell the weapon for a good price. But the officer thought the video was fake, so I took him to the range to verify. When I pulled out my charged-up weapon, the officer gave me a smug look, so I stayed cool, and aimed at a tank 1.1 kilometers away. When I pulled the trigger, the tank blew up right away. That grabbed the officer's attention in a flash. He said this thing was way too badass. I told him there is also a hell mode, so he asked me to test it again. This time, he called in a bunch of developers and higher-ups to come watch. With one command, the tank exploded immediately. The shockwave flipped the camera over. The brass was totally shocked. He quickly asked about the super rifle's price and its development tech, so I tried quoting 100 million bucks, didn't expect the officer to agree on the spot, and set up the deal for noon the next day. Soon, deal time rolled around. I figured everything would go smooth, but I was still worried something might go wrong, so I gave the goods to my buddy. When I got to the meeting spot, I saw they didn't bring the cash. They even had weapons stashed away. Right as I tried to bail, I found out my family had been kidnapped. Turns out they'd secretly checked out my family situation yesterday. I had no choice but to call my buddy over and hand over the weapon and the docs to them. After they verified, the stuff was legit. They let me go, but I'd prepared ahead of time. I'd installed a tracker in the super rifle soon. I tracked down their location. When they entered firing range, I pulled out the second-gen super rifle. Even though it looked like a toy water gun, its power and range were way better than the first one. They had no clue danger was coming. I decisively pulled the trigger.